Hey, what's going on, guys? I got some matchup knowledge for you guys here. Just a little small. It's gonna be 5 actions from the recordings I've taken. But I had a really strong Vega that I fought a while ago, and he was a claw player, and he really gave me a hard time. But I watched the videos and took some notes, and I want to go over some things for you guys. So the first thing we need to understand is that we need to pay attention to which V skill Vega's using, because that's going to determine what we need to look for in the match. Okay, alright, and understanding the V skill 2, Matador Flip is actually frame invincible on frame 1 all the way to frame 18, so it's active all the way to frame 18. So what we need to do is understand how to punish it, right? And I want to show you a little situation that that I ran into, because I didn't know that it was completely invincible, and it's actually strike invincible and projectile invincible. So let me show you an example here. See that? So that right there is showing you that it is invincible. You can't do anything, right? Well, what can we do? How can we punish it, right? If we know that he's gonna do that potentially, right? What are the risks we can take to get a good reward, right? So that's one punish that you can do, right? You can do that punish, and that's in the corner, right? I'm going to show you mid-screen after, but I want to focus on the corner. And say, you want to switch it up, right? There is another way you can do it. So right there, you can do heavy horizontal into heavy palm. So if you know that he's going to do it, that's something that is very, very strong, especially if he's at 50% life. You'll definitely kill if you have meter, especially CA. So that is how you deal with that, right? Alright, now we're going to focus on mid-screen. How would you deal with it mid-screen? If, say, you got confirmed. Well, this is how we're going to do it. Right there. So you saw me do that right there. It's like a fake out almost. You're kind of showing that you're going in for more pressure, but you know that it's coming. So the light flip deals with that, especially if they're going to commit to the kick, if they really feel like you're going to press them hard, right? So that is how you would deal with that. Now, if say you didn't want to do the flip and you want to stay as young Zeku or something, this is what you could do. So as you saw there, we punished it with slide, right? And you can easily punish it with slide as long as you practice it and you understand how to do it. As soon as he does that, as he's airborne, he's more on the right side of the screen when he flips. So when his body, I guess when his legs are tilted to the right, to the upper right hand corner, I will walk forward and then do the slide. So you could do that too. There are very, very different ways you can do it. I mean, you could do crush counter slide, but you only get knocked down. But you can still set up, you know what I mean? You can still do weasel. So I'll show you that right here. So right there, you can apply the pressure when you get that hard knockdown from the crush counter, and you can apply your pressure again. In this matchup, I feel like you should always be trying to apply some kind of pressure to make him do that matador flip. So we're gonna move on to the next one, okay? For the next part, I want to talk about his neutral pressure for Vega when he has claw. So when he's doing the two medium punches, the standing medium punches back to back, I ran into the Vega player. He didn't do it a third time. He would actually do standing hard kick, and I want to show you that right now. So you saw that right there. Old Zeku got hit, right? I tried to jump over him. So one thing to understand, standing hard kick only hits high. So you can actually duck it if you wait for it. But there's something really interesting about that, okay? If he does that pressure, like he just did, that only works on old Zeku. So key thing to remember, if he's applying the claw pressure like that, and you know the standing hard kick is gonna happen, you cannot jump over him because you will get clipped by the standing hard kick. But however, if you are young Zeku, it'll actually whiff, and I'll show you that here in a moment. But let's talk about our punishes, right? What can we do in that situation? That's one punish. That's another punish. That's another punish. That's another punish, right? So we know we can get low forward to punish that whiff standing hard kick or sweep. If you're close enough and he mistimes the spacing or misspaces it, right, we could actually potentially get a standing medium punch. Those are the options. But if you jump, just remember that with old Zeku, he will get clipped. Now let's move on to young Zeku. Alright, with young Zeku, it's a little bit different, okay? And it's interesting because I think Tulpa talked about this, where his, like, the position where he stands when he does the changes. Old Zeku will be in front, and then young Zeku will actually be a little bit to the back, right? But his hurt box does change very slightly. So how are we gonna deal with this, right? Let me show you. So you saw that? It whiffed. See? Now, it will whiff, okay? But the thing that I found interesting was if you neutral jump, you will get hit. So only with young Zeku, for some reason, it could be also with old Zeku too, it more than likely is. But when you jump forward for whatever reason, and it's more than likely because of the jump animation changes for young Zeku, that he's able to you know, get over the standing hard kick successfully. So that's something to think about whenever you're playing. So this one right here, I know a few of you guys have gotten hit by this one. Vega's air grab when you get hit by it, I got hit today with that, right? And then he did EX Barcelona, right? And I was trying to deal with it and I just couldn't, you know what I mean? I just couldn't get a DP or anything. So I was like, well, my DP's not coming out successfully. What would be, you know, another option, right? So I want to show you a few options here, what I have done, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? So you saw that right there. That right there, you know, is kind of hard to deal with. Now I have I have a couple points here. So I always look at the character to see which way Zeku's facing when I'm in the corner when he does the flying Barcelona. I always look, if he's looking left, then I'm going to do the DP motion as if he's on the left. He's right in front of me, right? So you have to kind of like pay attention to that. Now you can actually switch off of the block. So when he does the flying Barcelona, the EX one, if you're standing, it'll actually clip you, right? You can actually change the young Zeku, and then you can completely destroy him with just standing medium kick. And I'll show you that right here. Right there. So that will destroy it every time. So you could do that, or if you want to stay old Zeku, I highly recommend either the light or medium DP. That one seems to work honestly more. It works better in your favor because you're more plus in that situation. So you can go for the damage or you can go for a setup, and I highly advise the setup. So you keep applying pressure, and I'll show you that right here. That's what you could do right there, right? Or you could even switch to young Zeku and call Weasel. Right there. So you could do that. That is a very viable setup. So I highly advise that against that situation, but also, you know, pay attention to which side he's on, because sometimes, you know, they will be in the corner. So you could do that, or you can do also Techie with old Zeku, and I'll show you that right here. You could do that as well if, say, you don't know which side he's going to be on, because the Techie actually is above his hurt box. So that is another option you can explore as well. So that's going to be that point, and we're going to move on to the next one. Alright, so this one is another flying Barcelona, but it's going to be the grab at the end, okay? And I got clipped by this by a counter hit. But I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, the air grab. Now, this one gets squirrely because, you know, you do have to kind of guess. You know, you do have to guess if he's going to do the hit or if he's going to do the grab, right? Well, you can do the exact same tech that I showed you before to deal with that. Or if you want to, you know, one-up them, you can also do this, and I'll show you this right here. Right there. That is an option you can do. If you delay it, you'll stay on the same side, especially if he tries to stay on the same side himself. You can do that. That is one powerful option. I like that option. I need to test it out. It needs further testing. But you know, I've also was doing just neutral jump as well. When you look at neutral jump, see that? So you know they can't grab you unless they grab you early. You know, you can still get grabbed early if you jump in the air. So that's something to kind of pay attention to. But you can do all the other punishes as well. Now, due to the circumstances of the player, we don't know which direction he's going to move, left or right. So we have to position ourselves when we are in those situations in the best way we can. And I believe you can just duck if you know air grab is coming. So that is that option that you can do as far as dealing with that. Those are the best options in my opinion. But say if you are a young Zeku, what would you do? Right there. That's all you'd have to do to deal with that. Honestly, that kick beats it every time. I was actually pretty surprised at how much it beats it. In that situation, you wouldn't be able to air grab him because the way he moves, if he switches to the right side and you jump back, your back is gonna be facing him. So it's kind of weird, and I'll show you that. So you saw right there, it just whiffs, and that's what I'm talking about, because you can't jump back and air grab. You can only jump forward or a neutral jump when you want to do an air grab. So that won't work. So medium kick is probably your best option there. It beats it out every time. Alright, and for this next one, I want to show you, this is like a safe block string that Vega has. Standing medium kick into standing light kick. And he's +2, so you're -2 in that situation. But important thing to take from this is that when he does that string, he puts you in a perfect cross-up situation, whether it's claw or no claw. It's very ambiguous as far as the cross-up. So if you do DP late, it's actually going to whiff. So this is something that I know they do on purpose, so they know that they try to bait a DP or something. So check this out. So you saw that it can work mid-screen and it can work even in the corner, and that's pretty scary. So you have to pay attention to that right there. Anytime he does those strings, and you already know how he jumps, the light kick is very fast, but that's actually very ambiguous, and the claw will hit from the back there. So what you can do is you can do reverse DP, crosscut. You can do that as well, but that can be a little squirrely sometimes as well, because sometimes it doesn't come out. Sometimes what I do is I input the DP regularly as if they're in front of me, and I delay the punch. So you could do that as well, but you have to work on the timing, so they have to be in the air almost about to cross over you. But there is a little bit of a buffer window when you input the crosscut. Or to input the DP to make it into a crosscut. So what I would recommend, there's a few options here. So those are some options that you can do against that, especially doing the low forward. You know, the low forward whip. I like that because it changes the hurt box. And if you look carefully, you'll see that the hurt box changes and it makes it whip. Also, moving slightly forward works. So you could do microstep just forward, and then you'll be out of the range, right? And then he'll be in the corner, or he'll be on the other side closer to the corner, right? So that's one option. You have to be careful because he could switch it to the light kick as well. So if you try to do flip, you can do flip as well, and then you can do elbow, I believe, and I'll show you that here. So you saw that right there. What's interesting about it is that because of how his Vega's float, the way he jumps, he kind of floats a little bit. He jumps really high. You can actually flip underneath him, which I found interesting. You can flip underneath him and still, you know, do the light flip, and then you can do elbow. So he's gonna be close to you no matter what. So I found that pretty interesting. But that is a little bit of a tip and trick. I just wanted to go over with you guys. Practice it. You know, go do some drills. These are not combos that I made up. Okay, these are combos that were in a match that I did not know how to deal with. So I just want to share that with you guys. This is only for the Zeku people. So this is not going to be on my channel publicly. This is going to be unlisted. So. Don't share this link, just keep it amongst yourselves, and enjoy, guys. There's going to be another bit more of these on the way, and they're just going to be little clips to kind of just get you some matchup knowledge, to just know what to look for when you're dealing with V Skill 2, V Trigger 1. Alright guys? Alright, catch y'all later. Y'all have a great day, alright? Take care. Bye.